Alright guys, in the previous videos you had seen what is this game of flames, how is it played. We had taken some example and then we had traced through every step of the game how it is played. Then in the next video we had seen some prerequisites that is needed to code flames. One was using the functionalities of string like replace, upper, lower, etc. And the other one was you have to know how to slice some part of the list. So we are going to deal with list. So we are going to convert a string into list of characters, and that is how we are going to process it. So you have been given some insights on how you slice a list and how you deal with parts of lists and all. That's what was given to you, and index functionality was given to you. That will be of great use for us. So let us now go ahead with the programming part. So for that, before starting off here, I had recommended you that you analyze the game, you understand the previous two videos, you understand the procedure of the game, and then you use the prerequisites that has been taught to you in the second video, and based on these two you try coding flames, and then in case you have done something, you can verify what you have done with what we are telling, and in case if it differs, what I am going to say now is not the only way by which you can do with multiple ways. So there may be some differences with which what you have tried and what I have been showing. There may be some differences. So in that case, please do discuss your strategy in the discussion forum. So we'll be very happy to help you out on your approach and how will it work. Will it work in all cases? We will help you out. So you please go ahead and try it yourself, then you come back and check here. So just use this video as a verification for what you had tried. So don't completely blindly follow this video and code line by line. You try yourself, then you come back and use it as a guide. This video is just a guidance for you on how you can code flames. This is just one way by which you can do. There are many ways. This is not the only way. There can be multiple ways. So you try out the different ways and please do discuss on the discussion forum. Okay, so let's start off with this. So as I had said, the first thing is we need to, let me say, I had imported string, and now I have to input the name of the two persons. So let me say person 1 p1. I'll get the name. So to get the input, I have to use the functionality input function. Input, and I have to give the message here. I'll say enter first person name. Let me call it as first person name. I'll get the input. Alright. So there may be a case that a person may use a combination of capital letters and small letters, and as I have said, the replace functionality and all the functionalities of strings are case sensitive. That is, if you give capital letter, it will look strictly for capital letter. It won't consider the corresponding small letter version. So it is case sensitive. So it is better that we convert this input into a common format by using either of the upper or lower functions. So I had demonstrated both of the things in the previous videos. You can use whatever you wish. So this is to ensure that the comparisons are not skipped. For example, we had taken the names Ajay and Priya. Assume that they are using capital letter for the first letter of their name and rest they are using in small letters. So if he'll give an input as capital A, small a, small y. And the second input will be capital P, small r, small I, small y, small a. So when you compare, it will say capital A, which is the first letter of Ajay, and small a, which is the last letter of Priya. It will say they are different, but whereas we want them to be considered as same. So it is better that we convert them into a common format. So that is why we are going to convert it into lowercase. Let us say lowercase. So I will convert it into lowercase. So my new input will be the name of the person. The new name will be p1 dot lower. That is a functionality. I'm going to convert into lowercase. So as I had said, this is just to ensure that the input is in the uniform format. So this is how you converted into lowercase. And your full name, I had just taken the first names in the example that I have considered. In case you're typing in your full names, there may be the case that you may give your first name, give a space, then give a surname. For example, Ajay Sharma. If that is the name, Ajay space Sharma, they may input. This space shouldn't cause a problem anywhere. So we'll trim out all the spaces from the name. What if the first person has the lengthier name? If it is Ajay Sharma and the second person doesn't have a surname, it's just Priya. this space should not be counted as an extra character in the future runs, and that shouldn't cause a problem. So we'll trim off all the spaces from the names. So that will be what we'll be doing here. For that, we'll use this replace functionality that we had seen. So we'll do that. Then p1 is now p1 dot replace. What do I want to replace? The space with empty character, nothing. The space must be trimmed. That's what I want. So I'm replacing it. So this is what I have done. This is just to make sure that the space doesn't cause problem in the final computation. So we had done it for person 1. The same goes for person 2. So let me copy and paste it and do some modifications. It's person 2. Here even it's person 2. Here even it's person 2. It's person 2. Person 2. So what have we done till now? We have got the name. We have converted everything into lowercase so that the mismatches due to one being in uppercase and one being in lowercase doesn't occur. We have converted everything into uniformly into lowercase. You can even do it for uppercase. And other thing what we have done is we have trimmed the spaces. So wherever we have the spaces, we have cut off the spaces and we have made it into a just a list of characters. Just a sequence of characters is what we have now. So we have a sequence of characters, as I have said. So we have to convert it into list. So let me say L1 for list 1. Let me say L1 is nothing but I have to convert it into list. So how will we do that? Using the list function. List of the first person name P1. So you have the list of characters. Similarly, we want it for L2. The list of for P2. The list of all the characters in P2, the person 2 name. So now we have the list. What should we do? We should remove the matching letter. Remove the matching letter from this list 1 and list 2. You have to remove this matching letter. So this is what you want to do now. So it's not just one letter, even it's multiple letters. So this has to run inside a loop. Just give a pause here and think how can you do it. So this requires some amount of logical thinking to get it perfect. So pause here for some time and think. We'll see how this functionality can be implemented in the next video.